just about to say season's greetings, but that's completely the wrong month. I don't know where I am today. I wanted to talk about what I've been knitting in February so far. It's only the 13th of February, so we're halfway through the month almost. But yeah, I thought I'd do a little update. The first project that I'd like to talk about is what I'm calling my Franken jumper. And this is a mixture of patterns. It's the base of the Beauty School top by Poison Girls, and then I'm using the stitch pattern from the Structured Loop sweater, which is by the Other Loops. So this is what it looks like so far. Can we fit it all in? There we go. I've finished the body. So I'm moving on to the sleeves next. Actually, I think I'm going to do the neck next, so that when I try it on, it sits where it should do. But yeah, I've really been enjoying knitting this. I've not been able to put it down, which is good because it means I get to wear the jumper sooner. But yeah, so the main colour is Undyed Yak, and the stripes are the Blackberry Picking mini skein set that was from the Fibre Fox. I've had them in my stash for a couple of years, and I've been waiting for the right project to use them, and this is the right project. So I love how the stitch pattern from the Other Loop sweater creates this texture. Can you see? I'm not sure whether, yeah, there you go. On the darker colours it's easy to see. It's just a little bit of interest rather than just having stocking stitch all along. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to finishing it. I'm going to start the sleeves next, and I've not really looked at the pattern yet to figure out how I'm going to do the sleeves, because I'd like this stripe, I want it to carry on in the sleeve as well, so I need to figure out whereabouts this sits. Does that make sense? Whereabouts this sits, and then I want that stripe to continue on the sleeve. Whether that's something that I can figure out, I don't know. If not, then I'm just going to do the same order of stripes. And I'm guessing that I will get more, I'll go through the stripes more than once, so maybe not twice, but it depends how long I'm going to do the sleeves. I'm thinking of doing, this is what I'm wearing at the moment. This is a Beauty School, I think this was the first Beauty School jumper top, sorry, that I knit, and I'm thinking that I'm going to start the rib quite high up and do quite a long rib. I quite like that in jumpers that I've seen recently. So I'll stop the stripe pattern early. Does that show what I mean? Not really. I did a little bit of a longer rib on the bottom as well, but not too long. I think I did 18 rows for the rib. But modifications that I've made to the Beauty School top for this pattern, let me just consult my notes. What have I done? So I've added 2 extra stitches in the round, and that is so that I can do a faux seam. So I'm going to mattress stitch this together so that it creates a faux seam, and it also gives it a bit more structure so that it doesn't stretch. And that's something that I did in, I saw it in another, oh, it was in the Honey Bop cardigan by Poison Girls. She had a faux, I have one here actually, I'm going to sneak peek of what's coming later on. There's a faux seam in the Honey Bop cardigan, and that gave me, there we go, that gave me the idea to do it. Can you see just down here? That gave me the idea to do it in the Beauty School top. Why not? Give it a go. But yeah, I'm really liking the faux seams at the moment because I love knitting in the round because it's so convenient, and you're not having to purl and everything. But I do like the structure of having like the separate pieces and sewing them together. So hopefully this is a happy medium. But yeah, so I'll be working on the sleeves this month, and that is my Franken jumper. The next thing that I have, I don't know if you can count this as finished because it's an ongoing project. I've spoken about it a couple of times. The Triangulum Blanket by Craft House Magic. I am working my way slowly through Beehive Yarns Enchanted Yarn Club from 2022. I got the mystery skein, 5 skein mystery set, 5 skein mystery set each month, and I'm making a blanket, and the Triangulum Blanket is made up of hexagons, and then you sew them all together or pick up along the edge and build it like that. But I'm doing bigger ones, so this is the beginning of this month's hexagon. Rather than doing the huge hexagons and then putting them all together, because I get bored of knitting the same colours, I've decided that I'm going to go through, knit all of the little hexagons, the 6 triangles together in all of the months that I've got. So I've got 9 left that I haven't even started, so I'm going to do all those first and then come back and then knit the next hexagon and then do the same, and so on, so forth, until I'm about 60. 1 second please, cough break. So this is what I've done this month. This is March, the March colours from 2022. I love this one in particular. So I've decided though I'm not going to stick to doing them like March, April, May, June. I've been through and I've picked the colours that I'm going to do for this month. These are, let me show you, these are actually September's colours, but these are the ones that I'm going to knit up this month. Can you see? Whoa. How do you hold it so that your hand isn't covering it? Ta-da! These are the mini skeins. I was looking through all the different colours and I was like, yes, this is the one. This is what I'm gonna, they're quite autumnal. This is September's colours. Did I say that already? Can't remember. So they're quite autumnal, but that's the next hexagon. So hopefully in my next update I will have this in these, or half of them anyway. But because you have 5 mini skeins and it's 6 triangles, you kind of have to pick which colour you're going to do twice. So in this one I did the pink. I'm not sure, I'm kind of feeling the blue. Maybe I'll do the blue twice. These two are quite similar in the same set. This one has got more like bits of blue in and this one doesn't, but they are very similar, so I'll have to be careful not to put those next to each other. But yeah, so that is, oh, this is, I'll show you the card. This is the card that came with it for the inspiration. Love it. So yeah, that's the second thing that I've been working on this month. So both those things I've spoken about in previous videos, but I have a new cast on. I've got 2 new cast ons actually. So if you saw my update video a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about needing a black jumper, and I'd already knit like most of the body and a sleeve of a black jumper, but it was the wrong size. It was too big and not what I was looking for. So I completely frogged that jumper, and I have knit up half of the back of a new one. Can we see this? Sort of. I mean, it's black. It's a black jumper. Can you see the eyelet? If I put that, oh no. Well, anyway, so I've done an eyelet design. There we go. I've just done 10 rows of stocking stitch and then 1 row of yarn overs knit 2 together to create the eyelet pattern. And the pattern that I'm using for it is again the Beauty School top by Poison Girls. However, I am not knitting it in the round, I'm knitting it as pieces, because when I knit this yarn before, it seemed to stretch, and that's why the pattern that I was knitting was too big for me. It's got a lot of stretch to it, and it's the, let me just consult my notes again. I'm so organised, aren't I? This month I've got notes and everything. I don't think I've looked at them more than once though, so everything that I've told you is probably wrong. So what have I put here? Pattern is the Beauty School top by Poison Girls, but I'm knitting the body flat instead of in the round. When I knit this yarn in the round, it didn't hold its shape very well. You can see this in my last video. We've covered that already. I'm just knitting 10 rows in stocking stitch, and yeah, we've done that bit. Yarn is Opal Uni 4-ply. I think, I can't find the ball band, but having a look at my previous orders, I think that's what it is. It's 25% polyamide, 75% wool, and the colourway is 2619 black. A note to myself, in hindsight, I wish I had double knit wool so it knitted up quicker, but I want to use yarn from my stash. That's very true. That's very true. So I wish I had double knit, but I don't, so this is what we're working with. I need a black jumper. I've got some black wool that needs using, so here we are. So I've done this much of the actual body, so this is the armhole and then the body. So because I am not knitting it in the round like the beauty school top is made to be knit in the round, I've added an extra stitch on either end so that when I join them together, hopefully that should be okay. And I'm also knitting the largest size, I think it might be 3XL, because I want it to be a little bit baggy on me. And my Franken jumper that I've knit that in 3XL as well, and that is the correct amount of bagginess that I'm looking for. So yeah, do I need to tell you anything more about this? I'm hoping that by knitting it flat and then seaming it, that will give the jumper a little bit more structure so it doesn't stretch, seeing as that's what happened when I knit it before. But I'm finding it's not difficult to knit, it's just that when I do my knitting it's mainly in the evenings and it's hard to see. But there hasn't been any casualties so far. I'm just picking it up when I haven't got much else on, so I'm not making loads of progress on it, but we'll get there eventually. In the meantime, actually I bought a black jumper the other day. Where's that gone? I've not seen that since I wore it last. I'll have to find that. Yeah, I'm not desperate for a black jumper because I bought one in a sale the other day, so I'm just slogging away at it when I can. So the second new cast on that I have, I mentioned that I wanted to do this in my last video, and I'd ordered the wool for it. Well, the yarn, the wool has arrived, and I was so excited to cast on. I didn't do a swatch. I should have done a swatch. So this is the Anemone Kids Sweater, it's called, by Marita Clemtz. This is what it looks like so far. Where is, that's the front, okay. How cute. I love, this is the sleeve. I really like the colours, the brown and the orange, and the wool is Knit Picks Swish DK. I haven't written down in my handy notes that I've got here the colours. I feel like the orange was called Clementine and chocolate maybe. Oh, kicking the table. But yes, so I absolutely love the colours. I really like how it's looking. I'm knitting the size that is for 2 years. My daughter is 13 months now and I can't get it over her head. So I don't know whether to frog it and completely start again and knit a bigger size, or my other thought was just to unpick this orange section at the top. It's like got some rows of stocking stitch that just roll over, and then there's a rib because it's dark, you can't really see. But I'm wondering whether to unpick the orange and just leave it as the brown, because I think that'll stretch to go over her head. But then I'm also worried that I'll do that and it'll go over her head, but then the body won't be big enough for her. So maybe I should just give up while I'm here and knit a bigger size. I should have swatched. I really should have swatched. I normally swatch, but I didn't because I was so excited to cast it on. And I've also, this is the 3rd or 4th attempt at casting it on, because the pattern didn't make sense. I'm not a colourwork knitter. I'm not a confident colourwork knitter. I've only maybe done 2 colourwork projects in the past. So it gives you the chart for the flower, and then you kind of have to work out how it's going to look as you do the raglan increases. So I ended up drawing it out, and I drew it out wrong. So then I didn't realise until I started knitting it, and then I was like, oh, hang on, I've put the increases, it doesn't work out with the increases. So then I had to frog it and start again, and then I figured out where I needed to do the increases and everything. So yeah, it's been a journey so far. Definitely, that is how I would describe it. It's been a journey. It's not that neat. As I say, I'm not a colourwork knitter. My floats are not neat. Maybe my tension is too tight. Should have done a swatch. I should have done a swatch. Maybe I need to frog it, do a swatch. Larger needles. I think this is 3.5mm needles that I'm using, so maybe it needs to be on 4mm needles. And yeah, I really like it. I really want to knit this pattern, but me and this pattern just haven't got along so far. And there is an Anemone sweater that is for adults, and I would love a version for myself, but in pink and red. But the amount of trouble that I've had with this so far, I'm not sure whether I'd be able to do it in my size. We'll have to see. I think I'm going to have to frog it. I think I've just decided, I've just made that decision. Thanks for helping. Thank you. I've just decided that I need to frog it. I really don't want to. But in the long run, if I continue knitting it and then it doesn't fit her at the end, I'm going to wish that I frogged it and started again. Okay. Thanks for the pep talk. I will frog it. That's all of the knitting. Oh no, hang on 1 second, there's one more thing. So I started this last year. I'm not sure if I've mentioned it before, but this is the Honey Bop cardigan by Poison Grrls. And it's very nearly finished. I've just got one more sleeve to do and to put the buttons on. Surprisingly, I've actually bought buttons and I've marked out where the buttons are going to go as well. But I've decided to do short sleeves. You can't really see it. I've decided to do short sleeves, so this second sleeve isn't going to take me very long at all. Yeah, this is my plan for the last 2 weeks of February, to finish the second sleeve, because then I can start wearing it in spring. The yarn is from Biff Sugar Yarns on Instagram. They have an Etsy shop, and the colourway is I cannot remember what the colour is, so I will put it on the screen. I bought it ages ago. I think I bought it as a sock set actually. I bought one sock set, and then I really liked the colours that were in the main skein, so I bought 2 more with the intention of knitting a jumper. And I was going to do the rib in the contrast colour of the sock set, but I couldn't find it when I came to do the rib, so I did not do that. Will I regret it? I do not know. I've marked out where I'm going to put the buttons. I have bought the buttons. I've got like a burgundy red. I can't remember where I've put them, so I've got to find that. But yeah, for the next couple of weeks, well, it's not going to take me long at all, I will be finishing this. So hopefully in my next video I will be wearing this, she says. But yeah, I love the yarn. It's not really coming across as nice as it is. Can you see it's got like greens and yellows? Yeah, so yeah, that I'm working on that, ready for March basically and spring. So that is all of the knitting now. I have one sewing project that I've been working on. I actually did I started this at the end of last year and was intended on making it for my daughter's first birthday, but I was so poorly over Christmas that I've only just managed to get it finished, and she absolutely loves it. Are you ready? I don't think you're ready for how cute this is. How sweet is that? A little doll. I am making a dress for her, however it is not finished. We can't have everything. So this is the, who's it by? Oh my gosh, I've forgotten already. This is the pattern is by Simone Gooding, her name is. I I can't remember which doll it is that I picked to make, because there's 3 versions and I've kind of merged them all together. I don't know what we're going to call her, but my daughter loves her so far. She's been playing with her hair. I think I'm going to have to sew the hair down some more. But I've made a black and white checked dress. She also comes with a fox bag. I've left that in the other room. That's super cute. Hopefully I'll finish the whole outfit and be able to show you next month. But this is my sewing etho, is it? Have I finished it? The base is finished. I can't wait to make some more and do all different clothes for them. I feel like she needs some shoes. I haven't planned to make shoes, but I think I might do. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me for a little February update. I will be back in a couple of weeks. I'm not sure whether I'll get as much knitting done as I have done in the end of January and February, but I will give it a good go. Yes, enjoy your knitting, whatever you are making, or your crafting, whatever you are crafting, and I will see you again soon. Thank you. See ya.